Yo, what's up, Brick Squad? It's your boy here, Matty F, back again with another video, and today we got Matt's Mind episode 8. If you guys aren't familiar with the series, this is the video weekly series that I do on my channel here, basically allowing you guys to type in questions. More or less, it is a Q&A series, so obviously if you guys want to have your question featured, do a couple of things for me. Number one, comment your question down below in the comment section. Make sure you guys go and give a like on the video, and of course subscribe if you guys are new. And like I've been saying for the past couple of segments, if I don't get to your question, I'm sorry, but make sure you comment it again on the most recent video, because that is where I go to find my questions that I use for the upcoming videos. First question for today comes from Kessel Productions. He asks, if you were to be a Lego designer and could make one theme go away, what would it be? So I honestly don't have a gripe against any theme. Like, obviously I have my favorites. Like Star Wars, Creator, City, all those kind of lines. Like, I do genuinely like. However, I do think that one line that has kind of ran its course is Ninjago. I feel like that kind of like sub-community within the Lego community is kind of, now I don't want to say dying out because that's kind of harsh, and I do know there is a huge stop-motion Ninjago YouTuber by the name of D. Tenaglia Studios who creates such awesome stuff. So for his sake, I do hope that they continue, but in this sense, I do mean go away in the sense that I think that they should like rethink their strategy. I'm not sure if they're making any more Lego Ninjago movies or something like that. In my opinion, at least, the popularity for Ninjago and the fan base is kind of dwindled down, so I think Lego should like rethink the Ninjago theme. I don't think they should get rid of it because I'm always for them adding more themes and more original Lego themes, but I do think that they should take a second, take a step back and kind of rethink what they're doing. Although I don't know how sales are, I don't know like how big the community is in terms of exact numbers, but if I had to choose one theme out of Lego that I would like them to like take a step back and redo so that way they can rekindle that fire, it would definitely be Ninjago. Next question comes from Alexander McNaughton. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Hey Matt, really like your videos. Appreciate that, man. What was your favorite scene and who was your favorite character from The Last Jedi? So my favorite scene, contrary to popular belief, is not Crate. The Crate scene was awesome. It was epic, but it's not my favorite. In fact, my favorite scene from The Last Jedi and my favorite duel, or sort of battle involving Jedi and Sith, is going to have to be the Kylo Ren and Rey team-up scene when they're in Snoke's throne room, when they're going against the Praetorian Guards. I think not only is that a really well-choreographed scene, and it carries a lot of emotion too, right? We see Adam Driver or Kylo Ren sort of carrying this internal conflict. Like, we know he's going to do something, but we don't know what he's doing, and we also know Rey's trying to really get him to join him on their side. So for that reason, that is like the emotional carry that scene has is fantastic. Also, from a film standpoint, I'm not like a film major, but something that I really appreciate is when certain scenes are shot in one long take instead of like really rapid cuts and stuff like that. I do believe that a large majority of that scene is shot in like one sequential shot, which is awesome. So that's why I think that's definitely my favorite. And so in terms of the character for The Last Jedi, let's see, who was the most active or like the most important? I mean, it was definitely a big movie for Rey, right? She goes through this training process, she gets to tap into her inner force, but I would honestly say that Kylo Ren is probably my favorite from episode 8. I think that episode 7 we saw him be established as this very young, very immature person who is strong, don't get me wrong, but he's like not Vader, let's put it in that sense. But then episode 8 we learn a lot. We learn about him and the Knights of Ren, him when he was training with Luke, and how he was sort of pushed semi in part by Luke to join the dark side. So I think it's a lot of great character development, and I'm really interested to see where that goes in the future. But I would say Kylo Ren is definitely my favorite character from The Last Jedi. Next question comes from Mark, a fan of the channel who I've seen a lot of questions before, so appreciate that, man. Matt, what's your favorite non-UCS Star Wars set? Looking forward to the real reveal of the next mock. Appreciate that, man. My favorite non-UCS ship has to be, I would honestly say, the Solo TIE Fighter or the X-Wing. In fact, if I had to choose, I'd say the X-Wing, the most recent rendition of the X-Wing. I think it's got great detail. Obviously, it's as close as it will ever get to minifigure scale. Like, it's scaled pretty well. I do think the details are phenomenal, and the X-Wing is one of the most iconic and most beautiful ships or starfighters out there. If you're looking for an answer for like a giant like flagship, I'd probably have to say the Star Destroyer. One of those sets. I don't own them, unfortunately, but in terms of like non-UCS ships, I definitely think the Star Destroyer sets are pretty good. Next question comes from Rebbo Bricks. What is your favorite video to make? Without a doubt, the weekly mock build series. You guys know that is like the main focus of my channel. Obviously, I just actually finished up my building Kessel series, so all that cinematic stuff's coming hopefully this weekend or next weekend. But without a doubt, it's gotta be the building series because I love talking about what I've created and sharing it with you guys. And I'm like astounded that people actually take time out of their busy schedule to sit down and watch my video. Like, that's the craziest thing for me. So I do really enjoy filming those videos. I also do really enjoy making together the news videos. Like, for instance, when the 20th anniversary sets were released, I woke up really early, like abnormally early for some reason, and then I looked at my Twitter feed and I saw that the Brick fan had posted the new images. So I like got up instantly. I skipped breakfast. I skipped everything. I did brush my teeth. I went right to my computer, started pulling up images, editing it, and getting as fast as I can. I felt like a rush, and the video did really well. I think it got like over 1,500 views, so that's really good for something like me, for something like my channel. So those are definitely the top 2 favorite videos I like to make. Oh, and of course vlogs, like Brick Fair, Brick World, all those things, like that's definitely number 1. But in terms of like normal, consistent videos, definitely the weekly mock build series. Next question comes from Lego Lover _12. How do you feel every time you destroy your mocks? Do you feel sad or happy to start the new project? The answer is both sad and happy, especially with Crate. Crate, I like to consider is one of the biggest impacts on my channel, right? I got Beyond the Brick interview, I got mad exposure, I got to meet a whole bunch of awesome other YouTubers. So pushing Crate off the table, like it was definitely like moving for sure, because I spent so much time on it, but I really don't find myself sad, like upset. If anything, I'm just like, okay, I gotta get back to work, you know, like I had a great success, this was great, a lot of people loved it, now how can I outdo myself? That's kind of like the mentality that I have when it comes to making more mocks. So I do destroy mocks, yes, I do have some seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as SAD, but I'm also filled with like just rejuvenation and excitement to start the new project, because I now have all these parts, although the only annoying thing is I do have to sort my parts back, which I still haven't done for Crate. So. Question comes from MPM Brick Studios. What top 5 canon Star Wars locations do you think are underrated or haven't been done really well / a lot in the mock building community? This is a great question, and I think that a large majority of the stuff I'm about to say, if not all, is going to be from Clone Wars. The mock that I have yet to see like an astounding Solid Bricks Kashyyyk level or like Jay and Garrett Crate levels, that's gonna have to be Utapau from episode 3. The closest mock that I've seen to being like what I would dream of is Jack or Hydrave. He made I think it was like a 1x2 baseplate size or something like that. It was really well detailed, and I kept telling him to actually like expand it and make it higher, because that'd actually be like the dream Utapau mock. But I think Utapau is definitely number 1 on my list. I will also say Mandalore, although I will say that it's really hard to capture Mandalore's aspect and Mandalore's design. Like you could do the battle, you could do the city, and it's just such like it's really hard to like transfer into Lego, if that makes sense. Utapau first, and then Mandalore, and then other items. I mean, I think that, and then honestly there's nothing really else that comes to mind. Everything that I have grown to love from a battle, being Scarif, Endor, Hoth, Crate, Kashyyyk. I mean, Kashyyyk's, they've all been done, right? I mean, obviously I've done Crate, so I think that's kind of it for that. Only those 2 really from Clone Wars, but other than that, I think there's like a good mock for every other scene really in canon. Next question here comes from Brickmaster Z. Do you think it would be cool if they did a minifigure series on Lego YouTubers? Coming from officially Lego, freaking yeah, that'd be awesome. Heck yeah, man. I would love to see that. I don't think that's ever going to be a thing, unfortunately. However, if I somehow in a couple of years found myself at a position when in charge of like overseeing the community interaction, I would definitely put that idea forward. I think seeing Lego minifigure collectible series of the really big impactful YouTubers, Lego YouTubers obviously, that in our community that kind of started up this online community would be great to see. Obviously I'd love to be a part of that. I don't think I'm there quite yet. I think we definitely have a long ways to go for improvements, but that would be awesome. I'd love that 100%. Next question here comes from Yaw Media. Do you think they should make a Lego Star Wars minifigure series? Would you like one? I really wish they did, and I know that there is a lot of obstacles for them. I'm not an expert on this. This is all going to be third-hand information, but I believe another company has like the rights to the action figures to be sold individually for Star Wars, right? Well, it's kind of different. Like, yes, you could include minifigures in sets because it's a set, but I think once you go into the minifigures by themselves, it becomes a figurine. So I think Hasbro or some other company has the rights to a Star Wars figurine, which is why Lego can't do the Star Wars collectible minifigure series. Don't quote me on that. That's my understanding. But I think that's why they can't, and what I love it, of course, like, it would be so cool to have a series with like a Stormtrooper, a 501st, like, and some other just awesome guys. So absolutely, yes, I would love for that to happen. I don't think it will, unfortunately, but hopefully maybe sometime in the future. Next question comes from Eggs Benedict Cumberbuns. How thick is Darth Vader on a scale from 1 to 10? Please include in vid because it's very important. Well, I appreciate it. This is a question that not everyone has been paying attention to, so I love the question, man. How thick is Darth Vader? He's a thick boy. Next question for today comes from Arc 1070 Productions. Do you like Star Wars Battlefront II? I'm not sure if you're referencing the old or the new one, so I'll answer both. The old one is a classic. I remember in my youth youngin' days, I would always wake up and play on Naboo and play heroes versus villains or whatever it was called back then. In the Mos Eisley Cantina, that was like literally the best times I've ever had playing a Star Wars game. In terms of the new Star Wars game, Battlefront II, I know it's gotten a lot of backlash recently. However, I don't really agree with it. I mean, yes, you have to pay money to get the game, but it's gone on sale for like $5. The game runs pretty well. I think most of the issues that I have with the game are from the software or like the service that EA has chosen to use, which is Origin, which is a really not the greatest system out there. But in terms of Lego mock building, like I had so much inspiration, so much reference material from that, so I can't complain at all. I love both of them. I have so much fun playing both of them. And the last question for today comes from Halo Guy 2005. What do you think of the prices of the two rumored UCS sets, TANF and ISD? Do you think they are too overpriced? Many people are debating if it's overpriced or not. So I did kind of give my thoughts in last week's video, but just to briefly go over, I'm really excited for both. However, I know that at the time of this video right now, Ryan did tweet out an official image, or not like an official Lego image, but it's a bike going by. Give it a sec. On Ryan's Twitter, I know he got some sort of image confirming the TANF 4. It's like 1,700 something pieces, $200. I think it's gonna be great. Obviously, we're not gonna get like a mock TANF 4. Like that's completely out of the question. I don't think it's overpriced. And then for an ISD Star Destroyer, which I've heard anywhere from $400 to $600, I think that's perfect, honestly. I mean, if you take a look at what they did back then, obviously it was big, but it was also fairly cheap, and that's also due to less inflation and due to the parts, and Lego just wasn't nearly as big as it was. So I think both sets, if they are where they're rumored supposed to be, are not bad at all. I had to guess, I think the ISD will retail for $499, which is pretty much $500, and TANF 4 will be $200 on May the 4th. So guys, that is going to wrap it up. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you guys want to have your comment answered or question answered, definitely go ahead and put it down in the comment section and give a like on the video. And of course, if I did miss your question or comment, please put it in the most recent video. That way I can see it again. Thank you guys all much for your incredible support. Stay tuned for Friday for an exclusive 5K subscriber giveaway. It's going to be fantastic. You guys are all going to want to enter it, and I'll see you all later. Peace.